right, the 1 hour challenge starts now. All right, so this is going to be the head. All right, we'll just do ghoul, Halloween ghoul. So let's add a cylinder. Okay. So I'm going to make it a bit smaller. I'll stretch it. And then we'll use the cylinder settings to make this part small. I think. Maybe I should use the tube for this, actually. I think this is fine for now. All right, I want to give myself plenty of space so I can make the little curly cue. Okay, so I think that should work. I might use a tube. A tube would probably be easier, but we're going to stick with this for now. So let's add another cylinder. And this one is going to be like the bottom part of the hood, hat type thing. So that's going to be around down here, short. Maybe around there. And then the bottom we're going to make flare out a little bit. Okay. Hood, neck. So then we have the jacket. So you know what? Let's clone this. Coat. We'll use the gizmo to bring it down. And we'll make that shape. Trying to gauge the height of it. So I think it's around here. And we'll use the cylinder settings to make it wide at the bottom. Probably around there, maybe a little shorter on top. Okay, that seems like it works. This actually seems really small now, this hood. So let's, I'm gonna make the bottom a little wider. And you know what? I think I want to use a tube. So let's hide this. And let's use a path. I'm going to turn on, I'm in orthographic. I'm going to turn on the grid. And then I'm going to tap this little magnetic thing so it snaps. It should snap. There we go. It's snapping. So I'm going to start it here. Right about there. So then I'm going to start it. And hopefully it still snaps so we can get it straight. And we can add some of these. I guess we can bend it back. I guess that's fine. They're having like a huge party in the building upstairs. So I might have to go if the baby wakes up, unfortunately. Hoping that's not going to happen, but feel like it might. Okay, so now I'm just going to do the little curve thingy, just adding nodes. Whoops, 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 whoops. These are all quite big, but we can make them smaller. Very thin. All right, I'm going to turn... Oh, you know what? I'm going to leave magnetic on. But it's still snapping. I don't want the snapping anymore. So, yeah, I guess I can turn it off. Okay, so it's something like this. Maybe this is a little bigger here. Something like that. It's actually a bit more straight, it looks like. Okay, so I think that might work a little bit better. So do I want to validate it? Do I want to validate it? I do want to do post subdivision. I want to give it more resolution. So I'm just going to bring this up to 2 and validate, because I'm going to edit it, like mess with it a lot. So I don't want it to be like too soft. You know what I mean? Like I want it to have some density so I can manipulate it. All right. So, oh, you know what I didn't do though? What I didn't do is, let's see, hole. Let's do hole. Does it make one at the top as well? I don't think so. But I wanted to do that so I can, in turn, make the hole. Wait, how do I make it? Oh, there it is. It's on this side. So I'm using this little blue node to like adjust the edge. I think that's pretty good. Okay, cool. So this is going to be the hat now. Okay, hood neck, that's all good. I can use this. I can clone this, and these can be the sleeves. And we can just mirror it and just do one. I don't know what that spelling was. Okay, so we'll move it over. We'll make it a little thinner, I think, on the bottom. And then we can take a line off. You probably didn't have it. I don't know. Sometimes I leave it on by accident. Okay, let's stretch it a bit. Actually, let's just bring it into this. Okay, so the neck, the sleeve. So this might need to be a little bit longer. So we can just go in here and stretch that down some. And let's do hole in this as well. And I'm going to make it a little thinner. And I'm going to give it a post subdivision. Again, I want to make it a little bit more dense. I want to do 1 or 2. I guess I'll do 2, because I think I can use quad remesher or decimate it later on and take some of that away. But we'll do 2 for now. Okay, so this, I think I want post subdivision. Let's just do hole. That's pretty good, actually. Okay, I think that's pretty good. We can always stretch it a little bit more if we need, but the rest I think we can just adjust with the gizmo. But I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, we'll mirror that for now, just so it looks decent. Okay, so there's like these little cords that go across. So let's just make those briefly with toruses. I don't know if torusi is a word. Okay, so first we need to go into the options and make it like thinner. And then I think we can go to the gizmo and just make it smaller. Let's make it a little thicker and a little bigger, maybe about there. I think that's decent. There's 2 of them. So we'll just clone and move one down, and then we can edit it later if we need. Let's take these out of the mirror. These will be neck straps. I'll just nestle that one together. Let's get rid of this hat. Okay. My chair keeps rolling back, and it's the most annoying thing ever. And there's a few more actually here, but we can do those with tubes or something. All right, so this I'm going to validate. And what I need to do is make that slit. So if we trim with a rectangle, should be able to just trim this. Take a look. That looks pretty good, actually. Maybe it's a little too far away, or a little too wide. Let's try a little bit smaller. Okay, that looks pretty good. Oh no, come on, I need you to stay on. Okay, let's do cylinders for the legs. Let's just bring them down. Shrink. Move it over. We'll just mirror it. And maybe we'll make the top a little bit wider. Looks wider for some reason to me. Okay, we'll go to about there. And I should have remade this this cylinder to make the shirt underneath, but we can just add another cylinder and do it. Let's use X-ray so we can see what we're dealing with here. Okay, so let's just stretch it out a little bit. We'll go to our cylinder settings and we're going to make it small so it fits underneath the cone of the jacket. So that seems perfect. But now we just wanted to see, okay, so here's the sleeves and this comes to about right under the sleeves. So maybe like here, we can make this a little wider. Okay, that should work. I don't really need a lot of resolution for this since it's underneath. So let me bring the Division X down a bit. And I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to validate it yet. I'm going to take it out of this mirror and I'm just going to call this undershirt, undercoat. What is this mirror? Oh, these are the legs. This is the sleeves. Okay, that looks good. Let's turn X-ray off. So then we have these little shoes, which are cute. Let's see. What's the best way to make those? They kind of just look like. We could just make them with like 2 spheres, to be honest. So let's use the gizmo and move this down. Okay, we'll shrink it. And for now, we're just going to move this. We're just going to work on one. Let's take it out of the mirror. Okay, this is going to be shoe, or whatever that spelling is. It never wants to spell whatever I'm making correctly, but that's okay. I'm used to it by now. Okay, so maybe we'll squash it a little bit. We'll move this part up. So that can be the back. Let's clone it and move this forward. All right, maybe we'll squash it a bit more. They're not that big of shoes, so maybe something like that. I'm going to go ahead and validate it and use the move tool. I'm going to validate both of them. I'll validate this one too. So move tool, so the default is X, so it's going to be even on the left side and right side of the foot. So I'm using move tool with symmetry and let me see. Should I do local? If you hit local, then that's actually what I want. That's actually better, yeah. Okay, so we can kind of stretch this down a little bit more to make it more shoey. And then if we want, we can stretch this part. Everything else I think looks pretty good. I think that would make a decent shoe. Let's take a look at the bottom. Everything looks good. Maybe I just want to take this and stretch it back a little bit more. Since we're going to voxel remesh them together anyway, but I think that might just look a bit better. Let's take this one and just stretch it forward. So that we're going to combine the shoe. So that's just a cheat way to do it. Let's add a Taurus. Do I want a Taurus or do I want, I don't want to, whoops, I don't want a Taurus actually. I want to add a cylinder. Okay, gizmo, let's move it, let's move it down. We'll shrink it. I'm going to turn this ugly grid off. We'll move it over to about here. Shrinky, shrinky, shrink. Shrink a little bit more. Okay, and now we're going to take this, maybe make this a little wider. We'll bring that down a little bit more. Okay, I think that works for now. Let's take these two shoes and we can just join them and we can voxel remesh them together at like 150. 150 is like a good median because it's not too high resolution, but it's not too low resolution. It's good for, if you just want to add two shapes and smooth them together, and they'll like smoothly look like one piece. That's why I use like 150 is like the median. If it was like really high detail, I would go higher. Okay, so now let's select mask, and we're gonna make some heels too. So we'll take the rectangle, and we're looking at the left side, and I'm just gonna make a rectangle like right about here. Gizmo, we can pull this down. You can flatten it if you want, but it doesn't make a difference. So we'll pull that down like so. We'll go back to the mask, clear it, trim, and we're just going to trim. Actually, we're going to not trim. What's the other one? Split. Rectangle. So now we can split this. We'll split it right about there. I'm going to take this part and voxel remesh it at 150, 160 again. I think I did 160. It's arbitrary. 150, 160. It's not that big of a difference. Sometimes it's just whatever number I hit. I'm voxel remeshing these because when you trim, they kind of get a little fugly. So I always voxel remesh and then smooth so everything looks nice and smooth. If they still look fugly, just do it again. Voxel remesh it again. I might have to pause. The baby is wiggling. I can see on the monitor. So now I'm just going to make that bigger, shrinky shrink if I want, and then just move it up. And you can take move, actually. And maybe we'll go to symmetry and also do top and bottom and local for this thing. And you can actually move this out a little bit to kind of make sure that it's nice and spaced around the shoe. But I think that looks pretty good. So this is going to be the sole. So we're going to do shoe, sole. I always want to do S-O-U-L. Okay, this is shoe top. Or this can just be shoe. This cylinder can be the shoe cuff. Okay, let's save. I should have saved a lot before. Okay, so now I want to take these two and just make them a little thinner. Okay, I want to take this and make the bottom a little thinner, I think. Maybe bring it down. And why not? I'll do whole and I'll make it a little thicker. Like that. I think that looks good. You know what would be nice? It would be nice if I did add a torus. See, I always wind up doing all this extra stuff. That's the problem with that's why everything always takes so much longer. And that's why these hour challenges are a struggle, because I'm always looking to do something different. I can't just chill and just. I wonder if I can make it flat. I probably should have just used a tube. Okay, now I just want to kind of nestle it in there. Like so. I probably should have just used a tube. I can go like this, and it feels kind of tubey. So that's fine. Let's go ahead and actually, let me bring the division X down because we don't need all that geometry. So I'm going to make it a lot smaller here. So that's all I'm doing, is just trying to make it smaller. That's fine. Validate. Let's take move, and I'm just going to move it out so it's not, and I'm going to kind of have it so it's like falling, gravity kind of thing. So I think that looks good. Okay, this little piece, I think I'm going to, should I do the Division X down or should I do post subdivision 2 and then bring the Division X down and make it nice and round? Yeah, I like that. Maybe I'll do one linear. Yeah, I'll do one linear. I'll take that. So I'm going to validate it. Taurus. What Taurus is this? Oh, that's something else. Taurus. Shoe. Strap. Okay, so shoe. Shoe cuff. Shoe strap. Shoe sole. I don't know why I'm connecting this. I'm probably going to have to disconnect them. Sometimes I do things that makes my life more difficult, unfortunately. Okay, these I'm going to bring all the way up here. And those are mirrored, so those are fine. And then I'm just going to validate them. So the legs, yeah, the legs I'm just going to, I'll keep them in the mirror for now, I'm not sure. The undercoat. Oh, wait, how did I trim? Oh no, that's the undercoat. I wanted this coat. Okay, this coat, I think I want to voxel remesh it at like 1. I don't know if I want to voxel remesh anything to it right now. I don't think so. Yeah, let me just voxel remesh it at like 185. Again, those numbers are kind of arbitrary. I don't want it as low as 150. Oh, see, that's a problem though. See how it moved away so much? That's kind of annoying. But that's okay. Hopefully I can move it together a little bit more. If I take move, let's see, symmetry, local. Let's see if I can. It's a little tough. Oh, I can kind of move it together a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit. I should have like trimmed it like a little bit smaller. But you know what I'm gonna do? Since that's the way it is, I'm gonna turn symmetry back on and make the top a little bit more closed. Uh-oh, people are like leaving the party now. So, I don't know, I'll be surprised if she sleeps through this. Okay, that's not bad. Alright, that's not bad, actually. I'll take that. So these sleeves, do they feel a little big? I think they're okay. Let's just do post subdivision to 2, linear to 1, and let's bring this down some. I think that's good. I'm going to validate. Ooh, actually, no, I can see that ugliness in them. Let me just go back and just validate. Oh well, they're kind of large, but that's okay. So let's take this. Is it a little bit too big? Let's take move. Okay, I want the sleeves, and I want to move. I want to move the sleeves in. They're kind of moving weirdly though, right? What is that? If I validate, sometimes you have to move them out. Let's see if that works. If I move them out and then manually move them in, sometimes they can look a bit better. But you just want to get that bend. I don't want the bend to be weird. That looks a little bit better. I don't mind that. I'm going to stretch it a little bit this way, since it's like a sleeve. Yeah, I'll take that. I think that looks all right. All right, so now we have this part. which I'm going to do post subdivision to 1. I'll bring this down a little bit, validate, and I'm going to squeeze this a little bit. And then I'm going to take the bottom and just kind of like squeeze it out. So I'm going to push the top and squeeze the bottom out. That makes sense? So it looks like the bottom is like kind of flaring out a bit. I'm going to do the same thing in the front. Pull the bottom out, push the top. Yeah, there we go. That's decent. Okay, so that looks all right. I think it'll look better if I didn't do everything symmetrically, but for now, I'll just make it easier. Okay, so now we want to work on this hat. So for the hat, I think it's just going to be a lot of sculpting. How big is it? 110K. I'm just going to validate it. And I haven't really thought the rest of this through. I'm going to turn symmetry on. And so we're going to need to bring the bottom part down. I'm going to make this nice and big so the movements are nice and smooth. Sorry, so I'm going to do this. It's going to be a lot of manipulating this thing. So I'm just making it, I'm assuming that like the head, you know, you want to have like, we want it to look like this head is like shaped in there. Fits in there, excuse me. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Okay, so we did that. We're going to go back to left, and now I want to lift this part up. All right, this needs to be a bit fatter here. Oh no. I don't know why it's not pulling both sides. Sometimes it does that. It'll like it'll pull, but it won't pull the correct thing. I wonder if I have, let's see, stroke painting, filter, front facing vertices, allow dynamic topology, connected topology. I don't know. I don't know what the setting is to make it so it's not wait, November 1st? Oh, that's tomorrow. That's pointless when there's no alternate side parking, but you can park anywhere anyway. I hate that. Do it on a Monday, bro. Okay, I feel like that feels a bit better. Although I do feel like this is a little bit, should be like back a little bit more. Let's put on a line so I can just move it straight down. Okay, I think that looks all right. It's kind of hard to figure out like exactly how much of an angle you want. Okay, I think that looks good. The front still needs to come up a little bit more. So I think I want to push, pull. I'll make this big and kind of just pull everything up this way a bit. I think that looks pretty good. I do say so myself. All right, so let's take move, and I think I want to drag this part, the bottom part, like into here. And I think I want to connect these. I think that's what needs to happen. So you know what we're going to do? Let's take this and trim. Let's solo it. Oh no, maybe we shouldn't. Oh, I didn't do a hole in it. Well, that's okay. Let's solo it, and I just want to do a trim here. Oh, maybe that's too wide. Let's do a thinner trim. Kind of like that. Okay, we'll go back to solo. So this I'm going to voxel remesh at like 150. And then I think I want to I'm going to take move. Oh, my timer. Oh, I want to make sure that this is nice and seamless with that. Okay, so I think I'm just going to take the hood, neck, and the hat and voxel remesh them together at like 215. Okay, let's smooth. Might have to pause the timer in a second, unfortunately. Okay, let me pause, I think. Oh no, she settled. Oh no, she's not settling. Okay, let me pause. Alright, so this is now together. That's good. This looks a bit weird. Not sure why that looks like. You can always use pinch and kind of pinch it together, make it look a little better. Something like that. Oh, that looks weird too. Or you can take flatten. You can flatten this a little bit. Okay, anyway, so that looks decent, decent. Let's take this and... Wait, why am I connecting? Oh. Let's take this and bring it down. I'm going to stretch it. Make it a little smaller. Let's take this one. This one is like a little bit underneath almost. Stretch it. And again, these can be smaller, so I'm going to bring the division X down. Maybe even one linear. I'll bring that down, that's good. This one, same thing. I'll do one linear and then bring the topology down. Actually, that looks better. It's flat at least. Okay, so I'm going to use move, and I don't really need this to be super symmetrical. So for now, I'll do it symmetrical. And then maybe later I'll kind of turn symmetry off and fix it up a bit. This one, we'll do the same thing. We'll make it a bit symmetrical first. And then we can adjust it a little bit later. And this, I'm just going to pull this out a little bit. Back here, whoops. The hood, I'm just going to pull that out a little bit. Wait, why is it moving both of them? Oh no, maybe it wasn't? Oh, I see why. Because it's actually moving the top part of it as well. I get it. It just feels like it's moving that. Okay. I'll take that. So I'm going to take drag. I might have to pause again. Alright, I should have bought myself enough time, so let's get back. Oh, no. Oh, no. So what happened was the mesh got messed up. So you know what? We're just going to take a path, and we're just going to fix it. Let's go back to the grid and magnetic. Let me make sure everything is lined up. Oh yeah, everything's lined up decently. Enough. And yeah, I'm just going to fix this. The reason why that happened was because of all that manipulating. Yeah. Let's turn magnetics off and the grid off. Oops. All that manipulation sometimes has a cost. And that's the cost. And we'll make it pretty big, I think. And literally just cover it. I'm going to add another node here. You know, it's kind of unfortunate, but I think it'll be fine. Yeah, I think this will work. You know, obviously this can be, you can make it as perfect as you want, but since I'm on a time crunch, I'm not worried. I'm not too worried about it. Okay, so let's give this a shot. So let's take the hood neck and the tube. Let's voxel remesh it at like 230. Okay, and then we'll just take smooth and we'll just smooth this. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, I'm going to solo it now because I want to, I think I want to use crease and invert. I think I want to make this crease a little more creasy. I want to bring it all the way to here. Really make that connect. All right, let's take a look. Maybe I'll use move and just kind of move this down a bit. Yeah, see, so it looks like a, so it looks right. Just slide that in there. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. So now for the harder part is this. I'm not sure how I want to make this. I'm thinking I want to make a cylinder, shape it to the shape, and then the rest might not be that difficult. So we'll add a cylinder. We'll go to Gizmo, Snap. Yeah, I'll put it back to 90. Yours is probably on 90. And we'll rotate it forward. We can turn that off. We'll make it a little thicker like this. Now I'm going to do post sub 2 and then bring this down a little bit so it's a little bit more round. Let's do one more post subdivision. Actually, let's do 2 more. Yeah. Okay, so now we can validate it. I think that's going to be our skull shape. So we're just going to do, we're going to use the move tool. And now so we want left and right. We also want front and back, which is blue. Oh, but we rotated it, so it might not be blue. Let's go to local. Yeah, we want Y because we rotated it. And if you're ever wondering, you know how we rotated it and how the gizmo is kind of at a wink, the symmetry at a wink, the symmetry is out of whack. So what you can do is we can take this shape, go to the gizmo and then gizmo options and bake it. And then we can just reset the pivot. So pivot, center, pivot. And now it should be like normally. So X should be left and right. And we can turn Y off and go Z. Now we should see the Z line. Oh, we still don't see it. But I baked it. What are you doing? Oh, maybe it's because of align? I don't know. Pivot, auto, pivot? But I baked it. What are you up to? What are you doing? Why is that still top and bottom? I'm so confused. Oh well, I don't have time to figure it out. But it should have reset. Enabled, local, Z. That's so weird. What if I bake the pivot? Pivot, center, pivot. Nope, still the same. Bake. Pivot, auto, pivot. Oh, well, it's not changing. Maybe it has something to do with, I don't know, whatever. Annoying. So we'll just use X and Y because we want front and back as well. So we'll just use the move tool. Yeah, so yeah, I thought when you baked it that the pivot would think that this is the original orientation, but I don't know, I guess I'm wrong, unless I did something wrong, which is common. How long do I have? 20 minutes? Okay, I think I can do it. So let's make the round part of the top of the skull. Now we have this part kind of comes off like this. So we want that nice round bottom. Let's take drag and actually let's do, what's a good tool to use for that? Let's use mask. Let's use select mask and let's do a rectangle for the part we're going to pull down. So right around there, we can invert it and then we can take this and pull this part down. Yeah, we can do that. We'll go back, clear all. Let's voxel remesh it. I'm going to voxel remesh it at like 180 or so. So we'll voxel remesh it, smooth it. Okay, looks decent. So I'm just going to adjust this. I'm going to pull this part down a little bit, maybe this part up. So this is just a lot of manipulation to make it look exactly how I want it to look. I think that actually looks pretty good, to be honest. I think that looks pretty good. It's like a mushroom. Yeah, I think I like that. So now I want to use mask and maybe sphere, maybe ellipse for these. Can I do that? Let's uncheck circled. Oh, I like that, but you know what? I think I might need to bend it first. So what I'm going to do is let's take the gizmo and shrink it around the size that it would be on the head. So let's shrink it a little bit more, I think. Maybe a tad bit bigger. So now I'm going to use move. And I want to use, I don't want front and back. I want left and right and top and bottom. Okay, so we have those. So that way when I move it, it should just move out and kind of like curve and bend, which is what I want. Because I want it to curve and bend to the mask, or to the face. So something like that I think works. So let's move it in onto the face. That's actually pretty good, to be honest. I'll make it a little wider. And I think I'll push it a little bit more on the face, maybe a little smaller. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I just want left and right now, and I just want to make this a little bit more round. I want to smooth it out a bit, because it looks like it got a little messed up. So I'm just going to smooth it, make it look nice and clean. Okay, I think that looks nice. I want to take the cylinder and the head together and make them bigger. They feel like they're a little bit too small. Okay. And also they feel like I feel like I need to go like this. Maybe make them longer. Okay, I'm going to take the front part of the mask and just pull it out a little bit. Maybe just push it into the face a little bit more. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Oh, my timer, you're killing me. So now, as long as you're happy with that, I'm never going to be happy. I'm never happy. I always have changes. Always, always, always. Never happy. All right, let me smooth this a little bit. Do a quick save. And now let's do, okay, for these eyes, I think I want to do, let's do a new layer. And let's change this color to like a little bit of an off, whatever, a little bit of an off, like something like that. We'll bring the roughness down a little bit. I think that's good. Let's paint this kind of like a dark color like that. This can be kind of like a dark color, similar, but let's make it a little lighter. This as well. This as well. These we can make a little bit, maybe a little bit more rough. The undershirt can be the same as this. Be a little bit lighter or a little darker. Whatever you fancy. The legs, let's make them a little darker and a little more rough. Let's go back up to the mask. And let's try the select mask again. Let's try it with the ellipse. I feel like that'll be the easiest way to do it. It's tough because it's like on an angle though. Oh, that didn't work. I gotta make sure I'm on here. Make sure I'm on the right mesh. Okay, I think that worked. So I'm gonna invert it. Take the gizmo and push it back. Maybe even make it a little smaller. To give it like the proper, so you can kind of see the insides if you're just looking at it like this. I think I like that. So we're going to go to select mask, clear. Let's take this and voxel remesh it again at like 160 or so and just smooth it. Okay, let's do, so for the nose, I think I want to do crease with stroke painting. And we can do that on a new layer. We'll just call it nose. And let's just do it like this, maybe. Oh, wait, why does it look so... Oh, I think I have it the wrong way. Wait, why is it so crazy? It looks so crazy. Okay, I'm gonna use smooth. I'm gonna use the smooth tool with 0 intensity. See if I can smooth some of that color out. I don't know why it looks so odd. Let's use drag, and let's just drag it up a little bit here. Kind of make it into kind of nosy. You can even take clay, a little bit of clay, and a little bit of clay over top of this. And you can kind of smooth it out a little bit. You can do the same thing with clay over the eyes a little bit, if you want, and then smooth it out. Just gives it a little bit of character. Let's take crease, and then we're going to use the same stroke painting on the bottom here and let's do one in the middle and then one on the sides. Oh, just make sure this is nice and thin. Okay, we can use smooth with 0 intensity to kind of smooth the paint a little bit. But I think that looks pretty good. I like it. The only thing I don't like is like there's a little bit of, it's a little shallow here. I might not be able to stretch it, but I want a little more space from the eye. Okay, I want to pull this up a little bit and pull this down a little bit. Okay. I like it. What do we got? 10 minutes. Okay, let's make this shoe the same color as this, I think. So that'll be black. This can be black, but maybe a little bit more shiny since it's a shoe. This can be a little bit more rough, but maybe we'll change this to subsurface. Okay, now this will be dark with like make it rough like that. All right, I think that's good. So now we'll just take, so all the shoe, so shoe cuff. The shoe I'm just going to do quad remesher and just bring the size down a little bit because it's really, 49K is insane. So I'm just making it smaller. It shouldn't really change the size much, or it shouldn't change the shape much at all. Because if we look at the wireframe, yeah, we can probably do it once more, maybe twice more, that's fine. Same with the heel. If we want to just do half. I'm trying to do it exactly like I would do it normally instead of just doing it as quickly as possible. I can't help it but to do it as I would do it normally. Okay, so shoe cuff and shoe. I'm going to join those together. So here's the strap and the sole. I don't know what the Taurus is. Oh, did I not paint that? Oh, I'm probably on. Okay. What is this Taurus? What is that? Oh, that's the neck strap. Sleeves. Okay, I'm going to validate those. Undercoat, I'm going to, how big is it? Small, I'm going to validate it. The sleeves are really huge, actually. You can always use quad remesher and just bring that down some if you want. It's a little slow, but that's all right. Okay, we bring the sleeves down a little bit. I'll turn the wireframe off. Might want to change, you can adjust the sleeves a little bit if you want. Okay, that looks pretty good. Oh, so the shoe, so all this shoe stuff I'm going to clone, and then I'm going to take each one of these, go to symmetry, and flip, go here, flip, go here, flip. Wait a minute, what are we missing here? Sole, flip, world, flip, there we go. Okay, so that's good. Looks like I need to take the shoe stuff, and for this one I'm going to rotate it a little bit. Let's see, I need to rotate it in the right spot. So let's move the gizmo pivot to where the heel is, around here. Let's make sure it's the right spot in the middle. I think that is. Okay, so we'll do that, and then on this side I'm going to take all these, pivot, and we'll move it. It's pretty much in the right spot, actually. Pivot. So hopefully that's stuck. So I can rotate the shoes out a bit so that they're not touching each other. Well, actually, they don't look too bad, to be honest with you. Maybe I can move it over and actually move it in a little bit more to kind of have that like innocent, like kind of toes pointing towards each other. I kind of like that. Okay, so now let's go ahead and turn the environment off and add a light. And we'll turn the intensity up to 2.5 or so. This will be the key. I'm going to turn post-process on now. Okay, that looks pretty good, I guess. And I'm also going to go back into my light settings and change this to camera. And then I'm going to clone that. This is going to be edge. I'm going to hit align. So this light I'm going to move here. And we're going to spin it around until we get that nice clean edge. That nice rim lighting. Right about there looks good. Let's make it more intense. And let's change it to something cool, I think. Okay, that looks nice. So now we have two lights. Let's add another light over here. Wait, did I clone this? Did I clone it? I don't think I did. Camera. We'll name this one R2. And this one will just be a light on this side, not quite an edge light like we have on the other side. So maybe like not as intense, but we can adjust the color to whatever we want. Maybe we want something, ooh, I like purple, sparkly purple, not sparkly, a nice purple, looks good. And then we can use another light if we want, but I think that's actually fine. Okay, so this is kind of like the view. I wish I had more. I wish this sphere was smaller and I need more space around here. But other than that, I think it looks okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and save. I'm gonna turn the environment back on, but maybe turn it down some. Yeah, I think I like it. Oh, you know what I didn't put? Let's just use tubes. Forgot these little bits here. We're just going to do path and snap. Okay, we'll make this small. Let me turn post-process off. I have 3 minutes. Turn post-process off. We'll make this smaller. We'll add a node here, and then we'll adjust. Yeah, we'll adjust all of them. Let me turn snap off now. It's already snapped. So this is good. We're going to do post sub to 2, bring this down until it's like round, maybe even 1 linear. Okay, and maybe even twist. We'll give it a twist. I think that works. We'll go like this. We'll bring it out a little bit more. Okay, I think that works. I'm going to validate it. I'll smooth it a little bit at the ends, and then maybe take drag and like maybe drag it in so it looks like, oh, symmetry, you're killing me. Drag it inside. Like so. We'll paint it. Let's paint it. What are we doing? Oh my God, you're killing me. Two minutes. Okay, so we'll paint this. This is the coat laces. Okay, we'll clone it. So we want 2. So we'll bring 1 down a little bit. We'll give it a little bit of a rotation so it's not symmetrical. You can also use drag to kind of make it a little bit different. So there's 2 there. Let's just take both of these and clone them. We'll slide these down and out. Oops. Slide them there. You can always use drag if you want to change it up a little bit. Let's take one of them, clone, and we want to make 1 down here. I think that works. And then we'll clone it, and we'll have another one down here. And I have 58 seconds to finish this up. Come on. Clone. We'll move this down. Let's move it out a little bit. And I think that looks pretty good. So let's go here. Let's save this view. Add view. We'll just name it 1. And I'm going to do it again, but get rid of the reference image. And I'll save a new one and name it 2. We'll turn post-process on. Looks good. And then we can do our turntable. So let's save what we have. And then let's just do a turntable. Boom. There we go. All right, got it done with 10 seconds to spare. Keep drawing, keep sculpting. I'll see you all in the next video.
Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Be sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to go more in depth, then definitely check out my Skillshare classes where I am a top teacher. I have about 50 classes, both Procreate and Nomad Sculpt. I also have a few classes on Udemy, so if you want to learn more, or you just like my style, you like the way I teach, you want to support me, those are some other places that you can do it. Thanks again, keep drawing, keep sculpting. I'll see you all in the next video.